Hello friends, good morning. Last PPT we have seen the syllabus of new trends in corporate accounting. In this PPT we start first chapter, that is recent concept in corporate accounting. Before start the first chapter, welcome to become second year students in our college Bharji Smarak Mahavidyalaya Basmat Nagar. I, Dr. Sikandar Dhembe, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, Bharji Smarak Mahavidyalaya, Basmat Nagar. Friends, before start our PowerPoint presentation, please like and subscribe the channel. Friends, in this subject, new trends in corporate accounting, the first chapter is recent concept in corporate accounting. In this chapter, the first content, that is introduction to corporate accounting, online banking, e-transactions, demat account, debit card, credit card, swipe machine and ATM machine. We start the first content, that is introduction to corporate accounting. Friends, corporate accounting is a special branch of accounting which deals with the accounting for companies' preparation of their final accounts and cash flow statement analysis and interpretation of companies' financial results and accounting for specific events like amalgamation, absorption, preparation of consolidated balance, etc. The main objective of accounting are maintaining a complete and systematic record of all transactions and analyzing the financial position of business. Every individual or a business concern is interested to know the result of financial transactions, and their results are ascertained through the accounting process. It is totally theoretical chapter, friends. Now we see the introduction to corporate accounting. Corporate is known as also company final account or company accounts. Second point of this chapter, that is online banking. It is very related to us nowadays. You know very well the COVID-19 situation, and in this situation it is very important to understand online banking. So what is online banking? Online banking allows a user to conduct financial transactions via the internet. Online banking is also known as internet banking or web banking. Online banking offers customers almost every services traditionally available through a local branch, including deposits, transfers, and online bills payment. Here in the slide, you see the two pictures of online banking, or same word we call him internet banking. So what is the objective of online banking system? The main objective of online banking system is to manage the details of accounts, internet banking, transactions, balance or statement. It manages all the information about accounts, customers, statements, and accounts. mainly the six objective of online banking system. The first objective is to improve customer access. Second objective to facilitate the offering or more services. Third objective to increase customers loyalty. Fourth, to attract larger number of customers. Fifth, to provide cost effective services offered by competitors. Sixth one is to reduce customers at attraction. These are the objective of online banking system. Now advantages and disadvantages of online banking system. Here, first column you see the advantages of an online banking system, and second column disadvantages of online banking system. First advantage, that is, an online account is simple to open and easy to operate. Second, it's convenient because you can easily pay your bills and transfer your funds between accounts from nearly anywhere in the world. Third one is you do not have to stand in a queue to pay off your bills. Also, you do not have to keep receipts of all your bills, as you can now easily view your transactions. The second column you see the disadvantages of online banking. Understanding the usage of internet banking might be difficult at the first. They said there are some sites which offer a demo on how to access online accounts. Not all banks offer this. So, a person who is new to technology might face some more difficulties. Second one is security of transaction is a big issue. Your account information might be hacked by unauthorized people over the internet. Then you cannot have access to online banking if you don't have an internet availability or connections. Thus, without the availability of internet access, it may not be useful. Then next, security of transaction is a big issue. Your account information might get hacked by unauthorized people over the internet. Your banking information may be spread out of on several devices, making it more at risk. If the bank server is down, then you cannot access your accounts, because in rural area there are many connectivity problem, and that's time you can't use the online banking. These are some disadvantages. Now in the first column, advantages also, it is fast and efficient. Funds get transferred from one account to the other very fast. You can also manage several accounts easily through internet banking, because in at your home you make every transactions. Your amount has been transferred one account to another account. So it is very no queue in the bank, no time waste. It is the very beneficial point of view. Then it is fast and efficient. Funds get transferred from one account to the over very fast. You can also manage several accounts easily through internet banking. You can any keep an eye of on your transaction and account balance all the time. These are the some advantages. Another some advantages, you can keep an eye on your transaction and account balance all the time. You can get to know about any fraudulent activities or threat to your account before it can pose any server damage. It is a great medium for the bank to endorse their products and services. More online services include loans and investment option. It is also an advantages of an online banking. Disadvantages, second column, if the bank server is down, then you cannot access your accounts. If the bank server is down due to the loss of net connectivity or a slow connection, then it might be hard to know if your transaction went through. You might get overly marketed to and become anyone by notification that said this can easily be turned off. You might become on anyone by constant emails and updates. Second point, that is e-transactions. The picture of e-transaction in the slide, you see, enhancing the end-to-end customers experience with real-time data. Read the white paper. uh, Now, what is an electronic transaction? You see the picture. A simple action by a customer that quickly becomes very complex to execute. The term transaction is used by most people to describe everything from a stock market to the transaction of money or goods involving people, business accounts, or applications such as ATM and POS terminals. These transactions are bound by well defined business process or contractual starting points and ending points such as terms of times and activity. An act of buying or selling something or sending money electronically, especially over the internet. Many business and consumers are unclear about how consumer protection law can be enforced when electronic transactions take place across borders. But the world transaction is used by IT operation frauds and channel managers. It take on a more complex meaning. In application performance monitoring, called as APM terms, drilling deeper into what appears to be a seamless transactions on the surface usually reveals a number of messages and distinct operations being correlated and performed uh, beneath it. The number of related interactions making up the transactions is dependent on the number of applicants and services actually touch, touched along the transactions end to end path. Here is the picture. You must see how to make e-transactions in the first logo, second logo, and third logo. In the middle, it is only connectivity. Third logo, there is so many customers which are uh, attached with e-transactions. Now, very important point or content in this chapter, that is Demat account. It is very new for you. Now, what is Demat account? A Demat account or dematerialized account provides the facility of holding shares and securities in an electronic format. During online trading, shares are bought and held in a Demat account, thus facilitating easy trade for the users. A Demat account holders holds all the investments an individual makes in shares, government securities, exchange traded funds, bonds, and mutual fund in one place. You know very well, share. Share is an asset, and you can sell your asset anytime. So, how to sell shares? Through Demat account, you can sell your shares anytime. Now, what are the aims and objective of Demat account? There are multiple reasons why the Demat account opening has been promoted aggressively since its inception. The rationale behind it is mentioned as under. The fact the Demat account allow the investor to hold shares in the electronic form eliminates the risk of misplacement, damage, theft, and forgery, as was the case with physical shares. Hence, the objective of Demat account is to make handling of shares safer than before. A Demat account also aims to make operation simple or simpler. Transfer of shares is now easier than ever, and it can be completed within a few hours as compared to months previously. Moreover, the procedure to change address has been made seamless and less time consuming the advent of Demat account. Convenience is another area which Demat accounts look to improve. It has done away with a cumbers- cumbersome process like buying and passing shares, market stamps, and restrictions on selling shares in odd lots, thus making the process simple and convenient. Additionally, the electronic process means that the transaction of shares involve much less paperwork, thus making it a effective activity. Having understood the meaning and objective of Demat account, let us now take a look at certain concept and process associated with the accounts. Now, how to open Demat account? Now that you know the function and benefits of a Demat account, you may be inclined towards opening Demat account. Conventionally, enough opening Demat account is easy. It can be done in two ways, offline and online. So let us take a good at how to open Demat account offline. First step, select depository participants. Second step, fill application form. In the application form, you will need to fill out an application form for opening a new Demat account, Along with this, you will need to submit a list of KYC documents. It is very necessary, such as identity proof, address proof, PAN card, bank details, and your personal details. Then, third step, verification process. You will be given a list of rules and regulation to ensure ethical and legal trading, and to clear any doubts you may have regarding holding a demat accounts and the different functions it services. The DP will be conducting person verification of you and your KYC documents. You will have to pay any necessary fee associated with opening demat accounts. The fee depends on the existing policy of the DP. The fee varies from DP to DP. And fourth step, final approval. Once your documents are verified and the final formulation are completed, your new demat account will be opened. You will also be give the unique identification number for your account, like Aadhaar identification number. Now, what is the eligibility of investor? Any registered residents of India with necessary documentation to prove it can open a demat account in India. With certain restriction under SEBI, even non-resident Indians can be open a demat account. A demat account can have up to 3 accounts holder, 2 joint accounts holder, and 1 main account holder. Just like with bank accounts, there is a provision to nominate a beneficiary in case of death. In case of joint account holder, each account holder is encouraged to nominate a beneficiary with nominee can be changed or updated as per the wishes of the account holder. Now, list of accepted KYC documents. In order to open a demat account, you will require certain documents. You will need one proof of in order to open an identification and one proof of address. Here is a list of accepted documents that can serve as, yeah, in the first column proof of identity and second column proof of address. A proof of identity, you can say passport, driver's license, voter ID, IT returns, verified copy of electricity, phone bill, PAN card, bank transaction attestations, a photo ID card issued by a central or state government body, then ICAI, ICWI, ICSI, these are the financial institutions, bar council, etc. issued identification card with photograph. Proof of address, voter ID, ration card, passport, driving license, bank passbook, bank statement, leave and license agreement, uh, agreement for sale, verified copies of residential telephone, electricity bill, self declared by High Court, Supreme Court judge, a photo ID with address issued by a central or state government body, and again the ICAI, ICWI, ESI, bar council, etc., which are issued identification card with the photograph and address. These are the proof of identity and proof of address. Now, friends, debit card. Debit card is a payment card that deducts money directly from consumers' checking accounts to pay for a purchase. In addition, debit card, also called check card, offer the convenience of credit cards and many of the same consumer protection when issued by major payment processor such as Visa or Mastercard. Now, credit card. Next point. A credit card is a type of payment card in which charges are made against a line of credit instead of the account holder's cash deposits. When someone uses a credit card to make purchase, that person's account accrues a balance that must be paid off each month. Although failure to pay off the credit card on time could result in interest charges and late fees, credit card can also help user build a positive credit history. Now the difference between credit card and debit card. One side debit card has been shown to you. Uh, second side credit card has been shown to you. Now difference between debit card and credit card has been given below. Tied directly to your checked account in debit card, but line of credit you can access with your card. Uh, the debit card can you be used where credit card can be used. Purchase usually required signature. Users PIN to complete transactions. Goods for daily use to help you stay within budget. Pay interest if balance is not paid off in 30 days. Use for hotel reservation and car rentals. Now advantages and disadvantages of debit card. Once in one slide, first slide or first column, the advantages of a debit card has been given to you, and second slide, disadvantages of debit card has been given to you. Avoid fees and service charges. Stay accountable for your spending. Faster payments mean better budgeting, no interest charges, security. Debit cards are linked to interesting earning accounts, bank and merchant rewards, lower fees for tax payments with credit cards. Now disadvantages: no grace period because funds immediately leave your account when you buy things. You can't borrow funds on your credit card, on your credit. Checkbook balancing, less protection than a credit card. Fees uh, doesn't improve your credit score. No reward points and merchant blocks. These are the disadvantages. Now, advantages and disadvantages of credit card. Advantages: first, opportunity to build credit, earn rewards such as cash back or miles points, protection against credit cards fraud, free credit score information, no foreign transactions fees, increased purchasing power, not linked to checking or saving account, putting a hold on a rental car or hotel room. Now disadvantages: easy to overspread since you are not using physical money or a checkbook and don't have to pay right away. Credit card purchase may not feel quite as expensive when you make them. High interest rates, fraud, confusing terms, and multiple way to hurt your credit. Now, friends, second one points or contents in the chapter swipe machine. It is very important nowadays. Here is a picture of swipe machine. Look. Now, meaning of swipe machine. A plastic card that you slide through a machine in order to be allowed into a building, pay for something, etc. A swipe card is a plastic card with a magnetic strips on it which contains information that can be read or transferred by passing the card through a special machine. They use a swipe card to go in and out of their office. Quick word challenges. Now, advantages and disadvantages of swipe machine. Advantages: decreasing increase in sales by accepting cashless payments. The shopping experience for the buyer is a salesman, quick and hands free, reduce cash management cost, improvement in customer service. Business can do target specific marketing. Accounting gets better and more secure. Some disadvantages also: fraudulent machine can be used to copy the card details. POS terminals or system are costlier compared to old cash register or manual methods. Reliable internet connectivity is essential to POS terminal operation. Second one, that is, can be infected with malware also, malware practice. Then ATM, automated teller machine. Here two picture of ATM machines. One is very close and another is in a room. Look, the ATM machine. How to see? Now, what is the meaning of ATM machine? An automated teller machine is an electronic telecommunication device that enable customers of financial institutions to perform financial transactions such as cash withdrawals, deposits, fund transfer, or account information inquiries at any time and without the need for direct interaction with the bank staff. Advantages of ATM: provide convenience to customers, offer 24-hour services, reduce bank workload, access to bank account from anywhere, minimize transactions cost. These are the advantages of ATM. Disadvantages: charges fees, limitation on cash withdrawal, possibility of frauds, non-reachable in rural area. These are the first chapter contents. Friends, if any difficulty, you may ask me on my email that which is given on slide, or call me on my mobile. So thank you, friends. Stay home, stay safe. Goodbye and good luck.